Hi you two, welcome to today's maths lesson, and today we're looking at sharing, equal sharing. And yesterday you learnt about inverse, and today we're looking at, let me show you my board from yesterday. Okay, we're focusing on this division sign here. If you remember yesterday, you had all your answers for your multiplication, and then you found the inverse. Today we're focusing on this sign here, and this is the division sign, the share sign. And today we're looking at equal sharing. Okay, put that down. Okay, I'll just share my screen with you. Okay, here we go. So today we're looking at division, and on the screen you can see that this is the sign for division. It means sharing, so sharing things out. Okay, here I have 9 cupcakes. Here's my number 9, and I want to share them between 3 plates. So the first number is how many things I've got, and the second number is how many I need to share between. Sometimes it's people, sometimes it's plates, and it can be other things too. So let me show you what I mean. So I've got 9 cakes, and I'm going to share them, giving them out. One for Mrs. Barton, one for Mrs. Sharples, one for Mr. Evans, one for Mrs. Barton, one for Mrs. Sharples, and one for Mr. Evans. And you can see we've got 3 each. So 9 shared by 3 equals 3. We've got 3 each. This time I've got 10 apples. This is the number, how many I've got. And this is how many plates I have. Okay, so 10 apples shared between 2 plates. Let's check. I can see the answer should be 5, so let's check. 1 for Mrs. Barton, 1 for Mr. Mason, 1 for Mrs. Barton, 1 for Mrs. Barton, 1 for Mrs. Barton, 1 for Mrs. Barton, 1 for Mr. Mason. Am I doing this right? 1 for Mrs. Barton, 1 for Mrs. Barton, 1 for Mrs. Barton. Mrs. Barton really likes apples. Have I done that right? No, I haven't. Silly Mrs. Barton. Let's take them all off. What am I doing? Okay, we've got to do it correctly, haven't we? When we share, we have to share equally. So we have to have the same number. So let's try again. 1 over here, 1 for Mr. Mason, for Mrs. Barton. Do you see I'm going one side, then the other side, one side, then the other side. So I've got 5. Can you see that? Okay, let's try one more. 12 Easter eggs, this is my number. And this time I've got 3 plates. So let's test it out. Okay. And in a moment, I'll show you how you can do this in your book. All right, you don't have to do it on a screen like this, but I'll show you how you can do it in your book. So 1, 2, 3. So we've got 4 each. Okay. All right, my last one. Oh, 30 shared by 10 is 3. Now, if I'm clever and I do the inverse, I know that 3 times 10 is 30. I'm not going to share all those out because that would take me a very long time. But I can see that 30 shared by 10 is 3. And if I know my 10 times table, 3 lots of 10 are 30. So I know that answer is correct. Okay. Right, let me show you on my board now. Right, just rub this little bit off. It's from yesterday. You don't need that bit now. So, if I've got a question such as, let me see, 12 shared by 2 equals. Now this time I've not put the answer. If I know my 2 times table, I'll know what the answer is going to be. If I'm not certain, I can work it out. So I need 12 things and 2 plates. 1 plate, 2 plates. Okay, Mrs. Barton, Mrs. Sharples. So let's see if I can work that out. I've got 12 things. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I can see there's 6 things on each plate. So my answer is 6. I can check that with the inverse. 6 times 2 is 12. There's my 2 times table. Do you see how it all matches? Mrs. Barton always says, look for the clues. And the clue is there, my times tables. So I've got 6. You can draw these in your book. So if you get stuck on a question, draw them out. You're not wrong if you draw them like that. That's absolutely fine. Okay, let's pop that down there. Right. I've got something else to show you now. Okay, in the home learning folder, you'll see this long list of work that you can work through today. There's a YouTube link there that you can look at. Mrs. Barton didn't share that, did I? Bear with me. I'm sorry. Here we go. Here we go again. Right. So this is your long list of work for you to look at today. There's a YouTube clip if you want to. And then there are some activities, and they get harder and harder as you go down. So your first activity is practically sharing. That means using cubes or buttons or toys, anything you've got at home or in school to help you to share. And then there are some different worksheet activities. If you do print them out, you don't need to print them all. So if you look here, it's only pages 1 to 5. If you look here, only pages 1 to 5. All right, and then at the end, there are some harder questions. And these are questions where you have to explain your answer. All right, so that's the list of work. Just going to show you one other thing here. Okay, so these are some, did I share that? Silly Mrs. Barton. Okay, here we go. That's better. These are some optional things that are in the folder. You don't have to do these, but you can if you want to. Okay, it might be helpful so you can see the plates. Can you see those there? And as you go through, they get progressively harder. Okay, there are 2 lots of these, but you don't have to do them all. Let me show you the first one. So it says practically share 6 cubes onto 2 plates. So the question is telling you, okay, to have, oops, my pen, 6 cubes shared between 2 plates. Can you see that there? So I've got 6 cubes and I've got 2 plates. Here's my plates. 1, 2. And I'm going to share out my 6 cubes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I can see there are 3 on each plate. So my answer is 3. So the answer to this first question here, this one here, there are 6 cubes altogether. There are 2 plates. There are 3 cubes on each plate because I've shared them out. I've drawn it here. So if you need to draw it, please do. Look at the division. 3 times 2 equals 6. Got my 2 times table again. Okay, so keep working through those. These sheets on the screen, these ones are optional. So you don't have to do these, but you can if you would rather. Okay, and there are 2 lots of those. All right, let's stop the sharing. So that's all about sharing. Remember, it has to be equal because we're doing equal sharing today. That means the same on both sides. All right, if you need to watch the PowerPoint again, then please do so. Have a little go yourselves if you want to. Remember to draw things out. If you're stuck, draw it out. Okay, hope to see you tomorrow. And tomorrow we'll be doing some doubling and halving. Okay, bye you two. Have a good day. Bye.